Hi, this is Tim Jernigan, Win Life Podcast. Today we'll be talking about a subject very near and dear to me, and that is real estate. And real estate seminars or real estate house flipping. And as everybody know, real estate is one of my key components of any map to your million, like in my book, Your Map to Your Million. Again, I'm Tim Jernigan, the host of Win Life Podcast. So today we're going to be talking about real estate scams. Like I say, it's very personal to me. And the reason why it's very personal to me, some years ago, my thing is activism. First off, I'm not just a podcast host. I'm not just a real estate person. I'm a community activist. And some years ago, I was invited to a real estate seminar by another member of my church, and he was one of the higher members of the church. And so as a courtesy, I went to just show my face. And during the seminar, since I know real estate, it was just obviously a scam. And I was so surprised that, my friend could be scammed like that. And the thing that got me the most was a young man who stood up and gave his, it's like taking you to church. That's how those scams work, and I'll talk about that later. A young man stood up, a young African-American male, and he looked like he was about 27, 28 years old, and he was so taken in by that scam, he gave his testimony. He said, you know what? I've been doing the wrong thing for all my life, all my years. Now I have a family. I'm out of jail. I'm out of prison. He said, this time I'm going to take this money. I've been working for some months. I'm going to take this money that I saved up and I'm going to invest in something good for a change. And I'm thinking wow, man, this young man finally is going to do the right thing, and he's getting scammed. And ever since then, it's been my mission to just to tell people, everybody I know who asks me or put out podcasts or literature, and just tell them to be informed. And not to say don't invest in real estate. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying real estate is a great investment, but just be aware of what you're doing. Let me jump right into it. Get rich quick. That's when you hear those real estate marketers say they say get rich quick. They say you ain't got to do that but 2 hours a day and you're going to make all this money. No money needed. You don't need no money. You don't need no credit. You don't need no experience. You don't need to know anything. But really, they betting on that. They're betting on you not knowing anything, that you will fall for the scam. They figure you have no credit. You have no money. You have no experience. That means you have no resources to take them back to court once you pay your money and don't get anything in return. That is a true statement. They're banking on that. So when they say that, that's what they're banking on. Here at Win Life, we want you to win life. And if you get your money and time and effort caught up into these scams, that's that money, effort, and time that you never get back. We want you to be informed here at Win Life Podcast. And trust me, after this podcast, you want to send this to any of your nieces, nephews, cousins, husbands, and wives, whoever is about to fall for one of these scams. Before you go to one of these flipping seminars, send them this podcast first. Like and subscribe. And I'm gonna give you 3 facts about these seminars. And then I'm gonna give you 3 solutions. Please like, subscribe, and share with your family. First fact. There are absolutely no secrets in real estate. Absolutely no secrets in real estate. Because that's what all those commercials and internet blasts says. I'm gonna give you my 3 secrets. There's no secrets. There's a thing that my father taught me. He said the only reason to keep a secret between 2 people is to kill the other person. No secrets in real estate. There's no secrets in life. There's no way. So especially in real estate. So, how is it a secret if they're having these classes all over the country and they're teaching hundreds and thousands of people? So how is it still a secret? So please don't fall for any time that they say a secret. 3 simple steps. Nothing is easy. In these real estate seminars, they're selling you a dream. They's telling you, listen to my strategy. Learn my 2-step strategy. Learn my 3-step strategy. They spend more time psyching you out. You know, I watch these online. I just laugh and chuckle. So how can people actually fall for this foolishness? But there's a term that says a sucker born every minute. And I'm not to say that to be disparaging to anyone. Everyone, even me, we're all susceptible to scams. Because scammers are always thinking, those wheels are turning. But we just have, at Win Life, we want to win life by not spending time. Because those scams take up precious time. And time is a limited resource. They spend more time on psyching you out, showing you all these mansions, all these trips, all these cars, houses, jewelry. You know, it was about an hour and a half presentation, and I swear, an hour was just hyping me up. You know, hyping the whole class up. You know, showing them stuff that really doesn't matter. You know, literally, the one that I was invited to, it reminded me, you know, people always say I sound like a pastor. I'm not a pastor. Matter of fact, you know, that's another story. But literally, it was like taking you to church. And what the people did who was running the scam, they were like, hey, you know, they showed you all these pictures, got you all hyped up, and said, aren't you tired of being broke? Aren't you tired of being, you know, not being able to do this? Aren't you tired of getting up every day, going slaving for the man? All that stuff. It's like taking you to church, and at the end, they want you to get. They say, well, if you ready for all that to end, don't worry about who's sitting beside you. Because they may not be ready. they may not be ready to change their life. Like if you don't sign up, you're a sucker. That's what they be saying. Don't look at them. That's what they be saying. Don't look at them. Don't talk to them. You just get up out your seat and come down here and sign up. And sign your dotted line on this real contract that you about to sign, that you about to buy a dream. So come on down. And it was so funny that because they want to get everybody. And they said, if you don't feel like getting up, if you can't get up, just raise your hand. Just raise your hand, and one of our sales reps will come back and get your information. So if that ain't church, if it ain't altar call, I don't know what is. And how could it be a secret? And these house flipping seminars has been going on since the 80s, 1980s. Some of you guys wasn't even born in the 80s. So there's nothing new under the sun. Don't fall for that. You got to win life. And you can't win life constantly falling for the next scam. You have to be wise. You got to be smarter than that. Number 2, that was number 1. I'm going to keep it short. I swear I'm going to keep it short. Number 2, it does take money, credit, and experience, and also time and work. Nothing in this life is free. That's number 2. It does take credit. It does take experience. You know, if it was so easy, if they just say, hey, just click these 3 buttons every morning and watch all this money go into your account, why they just ain't clicking those 3 buttons themselves and watching all this money go into the account? Why aren't they just telling their family and friends? Why they just ain't giving it to them? Why they just ain't, why are they putting real judgments? Why are they putting real judgments on the people who don't pay for that course? I don't know how much those real estate seminars are now. Let me see. Because it's been a while since I've been to them. How much are those real estate flipping seminars?
According to Advisory HQ, costs range from $1,200 to about $30,000 for the house flipping seminars.
30? What the? Huh. They done went up. $30,000. We'll cut that part out. What the $30,000? Ooh, dang, that's a lot of money. But you're signing real contracts. Because back when, in the 80s and 90s, they were hitting people up for $5 and $6 grand. Now they're hitting people up for up to $30,000. That's according to the Federal Trade Commission and the Better Business Bureau. And when those people come down, they selling you a dream, but you gotta sign a real contract. Back in the day when I was a real estate agent, it was so many times, the reason why I know how much they are, so many times I'm selling people a home. I used to be a regular realtor. Back in the day, I used to put people in the car and drive them around. But I would be taking people around and then come to find out when it's time to buy a real home, real estate, come to find out they have attended one of these real estate flipping classes, and now they have a $6,000 judgment that may go up to $10,000 or $15,000 with interest that we have to take care of before they can buy a real home. That dream that they bought when they were 10 years ago is stopping them from buying a real home. And the 3-step process, this is the real deal. The 3-step process is not the real estate part. The 3-step process is get these suckers to sign up. You ain't gotta skip chase them. You gotta chase them. You just wait till they wake up, and when they're ready to move on with life for real and mature and ready to win life, they got to come back and take care of that judgment on that on your credit. That's a real judgment. How many times when I was a real estate agent, I can't even count how many times one of these real estate flipping seminars had prevented someone from purchasing real estate. The irony of that is just crazy. I got to speed up. Number three fact. Real estate is better suited for building long-term wealth, not for building. If you need money to pay your day-to-day bills, real estate is not for you right now. I'm not saying real estate is not for you. I'm saying real estate is not for you right now. Because if you don't have money to pay your day-to-day bills, real estate is chess. That's not checkers. It's the slow game. Trust me, I've been in it for a while. And trust me, it works. But trust me, it takes time, experience, and money. There's several investment strategies. I'm not going to here to sell you a strategy, but I would gladly tell you them for free. Next time you say, hey, those real estate strategies, they so quick and simple. Why don't you can just text it to me for free, can't you? Just text it to me. 3 simple steps. Or next time you go into those real estate seminars, say, hey, how about this? You want to charge me $20,000 for me to make $200. How about this? What about you sign a contract? We both sign a contract. That says, hey, I'll give you the first, if I make $200,000, I'm going to give you $100,000. How about that? They ain't going to do that. Ain't $100,000 better than $20,000? Because they know what they feeding you is bull. So say, hey, if you so confident, I'm going to make these 3 steps every day. And I'm gonna give you $100,000. They ain't gonna take that. So why would you buy that? Why would you buy that dream? And I love when they say, other people's money. You don't have to have money. You can use other people's money. Well, I'm other people, I'm other people. I'm other people, and other people didn't get money by taking stupid risk, by being foolish and dumb. Other people don't get money that way. So you come to me, I'm a hard money lender. And the key word of that is hard. I'll teach you about hard money lending on another podcast. And I tell you like this. As a hard money lender, I know the legal terms and I'm going to look out for my best interest. And 9 times out of 10, I'm going to win. Because it's my money. I call the shots. The hard money lender, the other people call the shots. The other people are the investors. The other people are sitting on their couch in their living room and watching you go out there and work and put money into it. You're just a worker. I gotta keep. I said, but keep this in 15 minutes. This is 15 and 2 seconds. I'm gonna jump right into Tim's tips. I'm gonna jump right into it because I could talk about this all day. It's a passion of mine. Don't get suckered by it. Tim's 3 tips. Tip number 1: flip your own house first. If you're not a homeowner, don't try to flip houses. You need to learn a little bit first. Learn the real estate process. Learn how, if a toilet's leaking, how much it costs to fix. Be a homeowner. Have some experience with construction. Know the closing process. Know the types of deeds. That's tip number 1. Be a homeowner before you start trying to flip somebody else's house. Tip number 2. Don't go to these seminars. Find somebody who's actually flipping homes in your area or actually doing real estate in your area, because every area is so different. The basics of real estate stays the same, the fundamentals, but there's so much different. Real estate is like a fingerprint. It's so different, and there's so many different ways. So there's no 1, 2, 3 step, one size fit all. And when you find somebody who's actually doing it, volunteer to help. It's like going to school free. Volunteer to carry some of the materials in the house. Volunteer to help them do some construction. Volunteer to help them knock out a wall. Volunteer. That way you are learning. And you're not asking for something for free. Number 3. Tip number 3. Knowledge is power. Read. Don't depend on what somebody else tells you. Don't depend on that. They can tell you that the world's flat. They're telling you to benefit them and their financial situation. Nothing in life is free. You don't know, and they're depending on you not knowing. So if you read the instructions, you read the websites, the official websites. If you read the codes, if you know what different kinds of titles they are, and you ask them that in the seminar, if they don't know, they shouldn't be up there teaching. The fundamentals they don't know. The only thing they know is how to get up there and sucker you guys into signing up for sign that real contract and sit back and wait until you get your life together, and then you got to come and see them before you can get your life together, and then they're going to charge you interest on that real contract that you signed. Like I said, real estate I'm passionate about it. I'm trying to keep this at 15 minutes. Tip number 3, read Better Business Bureau, read Federal Trade Commission's lawsuits, all that. Let me just stop, because I can go on and on about this, because real estate is so in depth. And like I said, I'm passionate about it. I hope this was informative. I really do. But there's so much more we can say. So if you want to know more, like and subscribe to this podcast and my book, Your Map to Your Million. It says a little bit about real estate. I still learn about real estate. Every deal I do, I still learn something new about real estate. It's always a learning process. So I hope this is informative. Like, share. I always say I hope this didn't hurt anyone, didn't hurt anybody's feelings. You real estate wholesalers, I love it when you cold call me. Shawnee be laughing, because by the time I get done with them on the phone, they be like, well, do you have a class? No, I don't have a class. Shoot, got time for that foolishness? Cold calling me. I have several houses, so I get a whole bunch of those silly calls. How'd you get my number? How'd you get my information? I know how they got it. Everybody's list. So, like Shawnee always say, it learns when it burns. I hope this didn't wound anybody here at Win Life. We just want you to win life. That's it. And not get burned out there and not get hurt. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next podcast.